Now I'm out here today looking for leafy vegetation that can actually make a condensation bag using our rain gear. Using the rain jacket, we have two of the rain jacket coats. And I came across this because most of the stuff is all pines. You know, you're looking for really leafy vegetation to make these condensation bags work, and it gets really hot down here in Florida. So it only makes sense to make a couple of these things up, just to have another way of collecting fresh drinkable water. Unfortunately, I want to show you this plant here. It caught my eye. It's got leaves. This is yellow indigo. This is a poisonous plant. So you don't want to make your condensation bags out of vegetation, out of any type of plant that has poisonous toxins or anything like that. Now this stuff's great if you're going to be making tattoo ink or something like that, but you want to stay away from certain plants when it comes to your drinking water. So we got to skip this one by. Unfortunately, I got a wind advisory today, and just like yesterday, the winds are kicking up. It is causing some difficulty with our filming, but you know, it's all survival, right? It doesn't play around for your filming. So I'm just trying to make sure we put our mics and stuff in the correct spot so we can still get some good shots, and hopefully everything picks up, because I have no idea if any of this stuff's even working. Alright, so went on a little scavenging quest and got up some leafy vegetation. This is what's going in our condensation bag. Now I could cut off the jacket, one of the sleeves, and do it this way, but I really want to try to keep my resources as much as possible. So what we're going to do is just tie a knot in the sleeve itself at the base, just to keep that water in that we do collect. And then I'm just going to spin wrap the other end once the vegetation's in, and that's going to be the top side. So all of our water collects down here in the bottom. So go ahead and take all this vegetation, set down in here. I'm not going to waste it. This stuff is kind of hard to find out here. We will be probably moving camp tomorrow. We'll be moving closer to the water, maybe on the other side of these ponds, maybe find a different pond. That way we can actually start moving our camp instead of staying in one location. We know what resources we have here, we need to expand. So this is our vegetation bag. I'm going to loop that like that, and we're going to set this out in the Florida sun. That condensation, it'll start pulling from our plants and start adding water here. Now, does the water have a planty taste? Yes, it does. This is why I say don't use poisonous plants. All right, especially the ones that you see if you break off and gets all milky white. Don't mess with that one. That one right there could get you messed up. So this is the best way to do it. And what we're going to do, we're going to use our hole over there in the ground that we used to flash boil with, and we're going to put this in and just let it do its job. Alright, so our condensation bags are actually starting to work. Look at that. All that condensation is already building up in here, which means all this is going to continue to produce water, and all we have to do is constantly shake up the vegetation, set it back up, and let the sun do its work. Eventually we will have to change out this vegetation. But all this condensation is going to start building up, and it'll build up down here in the bottom. Kind of like making a solar bag where you put a piece of plastic over top, put all your vegetation in the bottom, and put a cup. Same process. We've got several hours later here, and get all of our rocks and everything off of our bag. Check our water. We do have water down in here. It looks nasty. Has the plant vegetation and everything, but it is drinkable water. So you can filter it out with a t-shirt, of course. I'm going to untie this end of the bag. Okay, so we got our sleeve of our rain gear undone here. There we go. And that means we got our drinking water. We got a lot of plant debris in it. So, there is a way to actually get water with our rain jacket, even though we didn't have a rainstorm. Now, what we're going to do, we are going to use our collection cup, that beer can, and we're going to start collecting our water and bulling it that way. Of course, we'll have to use our t-shirt or even our hat to filter out the water, catch all this debris and stuff, so we're not bulling up all that plant and everything else with it, all that sludge from the lake and stuff. We don't want all that stuff in our drinking water. But just to show you, there are ways, even using one of these small kits that didn't come with a metal cup, it only came with a couple water purification tablets, that was only going to hold us over for like 8 quarts of water the entire trip. Just not enough. And some of these kits don't even have that. So with the right skill set, you can find drinkable water. You can make water drinkable, just like this right here.